This is Mfumo Gusita, spelling bee trainer of True Parents Primary School, and I would like to speak to you about the spelling bee and how it's done. In the first place, we need to establish the abilities of the children that we are to coach and also make them our friends. Now, in the course of identifying the abilities, you need to start that with the sounds. Of course, we have 44 phonemes in English, so you have to make sure that they are well covered with all of them before you start, because the words are based on the sounds and the sounds have to be taught. Not all of them are learned in our primary school, so we need to go an extra mile of teaching the 44 sounds to all those who engage in the spelling bee. Now, one of them should be the ability to identify the vowels and also differentiate them from the consonants. We have 5 vowels and we have 20 consonants in the English language, and the two form what we call the alphabet. Like if we take a spell check at the Korean alphabet, which contains 25 letters, so it's quite different from the English language. Now, of the 25 that we have in English, one of them appears in the 2 categories, and that is letter Y. It's partly a vowel and partly a consonant, depending on the way it is being used in a given word. Like if we take the word yam, letter Y is going to form a syllable, and in that case, it will be a consonant, not a vowel. Now, as you struggle to make them get to know the 44 phonemes in English, you need to take into account the articulation of all those sounds. Best articulations come with the practice. So one of them, you need to encourage them to practice a lot and also to engage in spelling games and other things that will help them to perfect their spelling skills. Now, the other thing we need to base on are word formations and the roots. If you're to form a word, we begin with the sound, which is the primary basic or the basic requirement of a speller. Now, in English we have the phonemes, and when we combine the phonemes we get syllables, and when we combine syllables we get words. Meaning words come from sounds. If you can have vowel A and you combine it with consonant B, you are going to have ba, which is a syllable. Now, from sounds that are phonemes, the basic ones, we move to the syllables. Then from syllables, we move to the words. Now, we need to know that in English, we have some words that are not, whose spellings are based on any guidelines in English. Such words are termed as sight words. We need to encourage our students or pupils to do a lot of practice so that they can read as many of them as possible, because you will not spell it based on any rule. Now, the spellers need to have some basic knowledge about the roots. If you're training one to spell words, you need to talk about the roots of those words. Let's look at the word teacher. If you're spelling the word teacher, you need to know teach, because teacher comes from teach. So the roots of the words matter a lot, because if you know the root, then you will be in position to form the word, because the root dictates the meaning of that word. The other thing we can look at are the games that can help them to improve their spelling skills, and there we have many games. You can create a game yourself, though we have some games that can be played on computer. There we have words like Word Crash. We have games like the spelling bee games that are on phones and tablets, and you can download them from the Apple stores or Google stores. Now, as they play those games, you need to instruct them and also help them to identify that words differ in sounds and they also differ in meanings per se. Though some words may sound alike, and then the meanings are created differently. So we need to teach them about the homonyms, and when we talk about homonyms, we have two classes. We have the homographs and then the homophones. Homophones are words that sound alike and are spelled differently and also bear different meanings. Then homographs are words that sound alike and sometimes, in most cases, they are spelled alike but mean different things. So we need to know the difference between the two and also apply them, because if we don't, the students that we coach tend to crisscross and they take words to be the same. You will ask someone to spell the word air and they know the usual air, which is A-I-R. But guess what? It may mean someone who comes in to inherit someone's possessions or property, and that will be H-E-I-R. So they need to have some knowledge about the homonyms and also emphasize their sounds. The other thing you can do is to encourage them to make a lot of research and also get some on their own so that they can understand the whole thing on themselves. So as they train, help them know that it's not about spelling words. It's about getting to know how the words can apply in the daily life, because the words in the long run are going to change their lives. The same words are going to help them look for other opportunities that can help them in their lives, or can help them relate with people that they keep meeting. So it's a big thing. It's not about spelling bee, it's about somebody's life. Because if a child can advance in the spelling bee, that means they will have changed their lives forever, which is a good thing. So I encourage all teachers to do their best, as in, if you can get interested in this, then do it to your best, because the child you're training tomorrow is going to remember you for that the rest of their lives. Thank you for listening. I am from Gusita.